So if you're like me and you have your American Express Platinum card and you're paying $695 on an annual basis to have it and take advantage of the benefits, well then you better be making the most value out of it. In this video, we're going to go over the top 10 things that I use on a regular basis to get the most value and make more than that $695 fee that I have to pay on an annual basis. But before we jump into that, hit that like and that subscribe button, as that makes a big difference to us, and you might have some more information that you're looking for on our channel that we can supply you. But we'll jump right into the very first one. The first one is going to be the $240 digital entertainment credit that is split up into $20 monthly statements, meaning that you will have to use that $20 every month or it will go away. And so if you only use $15 worth of that credit, then that other $5 will not be rolled over to the next month, and you'll have to use a new credit for that next month after that. So this credit can be used on a monthly basis with Disney+, ESPN+, Hulu, as well as an Audible, Peacock, and the New York Times. Any which one of that you are already using, if you're already utilizing this, then you can get up to $20 worth towards those that will be put back into your pocket, which I think is a great option. Now, not everybody's going to be utilizing these or will be actually using these specific categories, and so this should only be used to determine if this card is worth it or that if you're maximizing it, if you're already going to be using these services. That way you can just apply it towards that card and start using it towards your yearly fee. Now, I do want to make sure that you are aware that you have to enroll for this particular feature. So you're going to need to go onto your Amex benefit page, and then you'll need to scroll down and you'll have to click enroll under this topic. All right, now the second benefit is going to be the global entry or the TSA PreCheck credit. And I think this is a great option to use to put towards your fee, because if you're one of those people that are going to be traveling on a regular basis, you want to get through that line, get to where you need to be, or get to those lounges and start utilizing the other benefits associated with this card. So with this benefit, you will get a one-time global entry credit of $100 for every 4 years, or a one-time TSA Pre credit for $85 every 4.5 years. And this is pretty great. It lasts for that long period of time, and when it runs out, then you can just apply that new credit at that period of time to get that same benefit that going through the airport lines. Now, I think this is great. The global entry is pretty good for any time that you are going outside of the country and coming back in. Get you faster through those lines and get you back home to where you want to go. And the TSA PreCheck fee is also pretty good, because anytime you're flying within the US, it can get you through that line. You want to take your shoes off, you want to take your backpack and take your computer out of that. You just walk straight through, and it really speeds up the time. Now, one little thing that I want to talk about is the global entry fee will actually come with a TSA PreCheck with it. So I would recommend just going with the global access. That way you'll have both of them together. Now, the third benefit, and it's one of my favorite benefits, is going to be the $200 Uber credit that you can get with this Amex card. Basically, this is going to be a monthly statement credit of $15, and then in December, you'll get a $30 credit towards your Uber account. Now, the way that you're going to be able to sign up and use this is basically all you'll have to do is take your Amex card, log into your Uber app, and then add it to the Uber app. And then once you start doing that, there will be a credit that will be assigned to you, and then you'll be credited back $15 of whatever Uber you are using. So I don't really use the actual Uber for rides that much, but I do utilize it for Uber Eats on a regular basis. I find places that I can pick up my food, because if you don't do the delivery fee, that really makes your money stretch further. And then you find places that can fit within that $15 credit fee. Now, in my opinion, this is a great option, and I find multiple places around me that I can get things for around that $15, and I get a free meal out of this on a monthly basis. And in December, I get about 2 meals out of it, or I just make it a big feast, and I will make my dinner a little bit larger. This is great, and I love to use it, and I do fully value this at the full $200 because I use this on a regular basis. So this will effectively drop that $295 down to $495, not to mention all the other fees that I previously talked about. The fourth benefit that I'm going to talk about is going to be the Airline Credit. This is also a pretty great one, and in the past I have utilized it for that full $200 by actually buying a United gift card with that and then applying that United gift card to my flights, but they have since got rid of that. I would say that I would recommend looking at Reddit, doing a quick Reddit search and seeing if there is anything that's been working for some people out there that might work for you. I'm not going to vouch for any of that, but I know for a fact that you can use these for incidental fees like upgrading your seat to first class, your baggage fees, or if you buy something within the flight. And so if you just want a little bit more luxury when you go flying, then you can utilize this. The way that you can use this is you're going to go into your benefits page on your Amex account, and you'll scroll down and you'll have to apply it to whichever airliner you want to use, and it will be that same airliner for the full year. And then at the end of the year, then you can switch over to a different airliner from there. So the one downside to this is that if you are going to be flying on a different airline, you can't switch it back and forth. But in my opinion, I would value this at the full $200 because I was able to use this on a pretty regular basis because I do fly a good amount of time to visit my family on the other side of the country. All right, the fifth benefit is going to be the hotel credit, and that's going to be a $200 credit. That's either going to be with the Fine Hotels collection or with the just regular hotel collection. And I think this is great, but on one end, it's going to be mostly with these high-end hotels out there you might not necessarily be staying at. But if you are going to be splurging a little bit and traveling somewhere and you want to stay at a relatively higher end and you find this on their collection, then I think this is a great little perk to go along with it, to put $200 down on a minimum of a 2-night stay. I got to make sure that you have that full 2 nights there before you apply this. Otherwise, you will not get this credit. Now, I think this is pretty good because it comes with a couple different benefits associated with their collection, specifically with the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection. You're going to have a guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout, daily breakfast for 2, and room upgrades when available. And then as for the hotel collection, you'll get a daily $100 hotel credit that you can utilize on things like eating at the hotel or gifts if needed. Now, I think this is pretty great. I did utilize this back when we went to Hawaii when we splurged a little bit for my wife and I's honeymoon, and we stayed at one of the older hotels there that is a little bit more luxurious, and we did get breakfast there every single day for 2 of us for free, and the breakfast in itself was going to be like $50 just eating out there while looking out on the ocean. So we liked it. It was great. We were going to be staying at a hotel like this anyway, so we utilized it and took advantage of it. All right, the 6th benefit is going to be the Walmart Plus benefit. This is one that me and my wife utilize on a monthly basis. It is going to be a $12.95 monthly fee. Now, if in the grand scheme of things, the annual is going to be a little bit cheaper than paying on a monthly basis, but they give you a credit for this, and so it really comes out even without you having to pay anything. The biggest benefit that we use this for is going to be for gas. It's going to give us 10 cents off when we go to a Murphy USA or Exxon. And then if another one that I really use is going to be if we are coming home late on a weekend and we didn't have time to go grocery shopping, then they will actually deliver your groceries for you for free. And it comes along with the Walmart Plus part of it. There's a couple other benefits that go along with it, but in the grand scheme of things, those 2 are the biggest parts that we utilize, and it really just makes our life a little bit easier and saves us money on gas and even beats out Costco sometimes. So this is a great benefit too that I would fully utilize at the full benefit that it is giving you. All right, number 7 is going to be with the Saks Fifth Avenue $100 credit that they're going to give you. This is going to be broken up into 2 separate credits, $50 a piece from January to June, and then from July to December. So, which means if you don't utilize it and use it within the first part of the year, it does not roll over to the second part of the year. Now, me generally, I do not go shopping at Saks Fifth Avenue at this luxury store because they have really high-priced items that do not fit with my lifestyle. But I will use that $50 credit, and I will value it at the full $50 for both the first half and the second half of the year, because I will go onto their account. I will then go to the sale rack, and then I will be able to find something that will fit into that $50, which is pretty nice for a gift for somebody or just something nice for me as well. So I do value this at the full $100. Again, as we talked about earlier, at that $495 previously I talked about, now at that $395, I definitely think that drops that fee down at that point. All right, the 8th benefit is going to be with the global lounges and the priority pass benefit with this card. Now, I think this is a great option. This is a great benefit with this. I utilize this every single time that I go to the airport because I do travel as much as I do to go see my family. And so these are going to be lounges like the Centurion Lounge, the Delta Lounge, the Club in certain areas. You can go there. All you're going to need is a same-day boarding pass, your ID, and then your American Express Platinum card. You go in there, and you and one other member for right now, for a limited time, up until the end of the year, can get into these lounges. And so for me personally, I don't eat at the airport, and I don't pay those big prices. I go and eat at the lounges, and they have pretty good food, premium food. They have drinks as well that you can have for free. And you can just go and hang out there. You don't have to go and sit next to somebody else or have that little uncomfortable chair at the airport. You can go and have a nice lounge experience. So I do value this. It's very great. I would almost say it makes it worth that additional couple $100 right there, because you're already going to be spending a solid $20 to $30 just to eat at the airport if you didn't prepare appropriately. And so this is a great option. So the way that you can get enrolled in this, you're automatically enrolled into the Global Lounge for the Centurion, the Delta, and the Club. But if you want to get to the Priority Pass for any other lounge out there that's going to be at the airport, you're going to need to go on to the benefits page, scroll down to this point, and you're going to have to enroll. And then the Priority Pass is going to send you a physical card that you can take and supply that to the lounges that aren't on the previous ones that I talked about, and we'll get you in. There are a whole bunch of them in the Priority Pass. That's like 13,000 different lounges out there, and the way that you can see which ones work for you is you just go onto the website, search, and then look for the airport that you're going to be at. So after you enroll, they're going to send you a pass specific card 10 to 14 days after you enroll, and then you just take that to the lounge and then present it to them. So the 9th benefit is going to be the gold status for Marriott Bonvoy as well as for Hilton loyalty statuses. This is a pretty great benefit. All you have to do is you go onto their benefit page, scroll down to this point there, and then enroll. And once you enroll, you're going to put your loyalty passes for Marriott and for Hilton, and you'll be automatically upgraded, and you're going to start getting upgrades for rooms as well as late checkout. And just a nice little benefit. If you're not traveling often or you're not going to be staying in hotels, this might not matter to you, but I would go ahead and at least enroll into this so that if it ever does happen, you're automatically there. You'll get those nice little perks. Now, the 10th one out there for the benefit is going to be the premium car rental program. I think this is a great benefit if you happen to utilize rental cars. For me personally, when we went to Hawaii, we did use this, and it allowed us to get a free upgrade to a nice convertible, and it also allowed us to skip the line and go directly to our car without having to check in, and it was great, and we were able to use this at that time. If we weren't going to Hawaii, we probably wouldn't have been utilizing this, but it's a nice little tool to have in my back pocket for if I do want to have a nice little upgrade for this program. So those are my top 10 great benefits on why I do think that I reach that $695 fee and I get the full value out of that. I think I get more than that on a regular basis, and I would highly recommend this card if any of these things apply to you and they add up and it works for your specific life. If you got some good information from this video, hit that like and subscribe button. It really makes a big difference to us. And as always, I want to remind you that we are here from your first penny to your first million. We'll see you next time.